Happy NAMM, everyone. I'm Nate Tschetter. I do synthesizer marketing here at Yamaha, and I'm really excited to show not a new product, but kind of an old product that shows some of Yamaha's great synthesizer history, and that would be the legendary CS-80. And this particular CS-80 has a very interesting story. It's kind of a fairy tale in a way. We actually found this CS-80 at our corporate office building, just sitting in a room. And we think the story of it was some sort of demonstrator model that we had, or an instrument that we use to show people, because it does have a strange little mod for near the expression pedal. But as you can see, the instrument is in amazing condition. It's like it's brand new. It's never been played. There's no chips in the wood. The panel, all the writing is legible. There's no smudges. The ribbon is in perfect condition. It even has the original acrylic music rest that was included. It did not include the stand, unfortunately, or the expression pedal. And inside there's a little strip of paper for the voice cards to tell you which one is which. That's all intact and everything is straight. It still has the mile of wire inside. And we fired it up, and it just required a little tuning from our guy, who's kind of an expert on CS-80. And he both loved me and hated me at the same time, because they're a little bit temperamental, but it's just an amazing instrument. And at Yamaha, we're trying to do more to preserve our historic instruments, so people can experience them and play them. And the guy I work with and we went, and it's an interesting story. They were telling us about, we were trying to recreate our synth museum for this NAMM show to have on display, and we had a line on some instruments we could borrow. But our repair guy said, "Hey, there's a guy you might email. He knows where there's a CS-80." And I said, "Oh, yeah, great, thanks for that." And I'm like, "No way. There's no way. That's a unicorn. That doesn't exist." And so I kind of blew it off for a couple months. And then it's getting closer to the show, and of course we're trying to make our preparations here. And I said, "Well, the guy I work with said, we can't get some of these older synthesizers that we want. What do we do?" I said, "Well, let me email this guy, just a chance." I said, "Do you know where there's a CS-80 just sitting in a room somewhere?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, this other guy knows, email him." Emailed him, and he said, "Yeah, I've got it, come on over." And it's sitting in the middle of the room on a moving dolly, like, in the case. And we were just, grown men almost cried. You know what I mean? It's like it's a CS-80, no way. So, and he went through it, and that's when he started cursing me. Yeah, it's in pretty nice shape. It plays very well. The polyphonic aftertouch all works. It tunes up. This one's been on for about 3 days, so it's pretty. Almost there? Yeah, it's almost warm. The tubes, no, there's no tubes in it. It's almost warmed up. I like to start at the block diagram, because it gives you a kind of an insight into one of the things I think that makes the CS-80 interesting, which is how you interact with it when you play, how you use the keyboard, how you set the controls. So you can see there's standard VCO with an LFO, and you have pulse width, which goes to a filter. You have a high pass and low pass in series, and you have an envelope generator for that. And then you have your initial and aftertouch that can feed those filters. And then you have VCA for another envelope generator to control the loudness. But then you have the second VCA for your initial level, and your aftertouch level, which gives the CS-80 that expression. And that's what makes the polyphonic aftertouch element of this so much fun. You have this additional amplifier element that's there and you can interact with. And all that stuff is controlled over here. You can set your initial touch, so your velocity sensitivity. We call it brilliance, but you're really affecting the filter there. And then you have your aftertouch, and this is how much, when you push in, how much it's going to interact with the filter. And then, so this is your basic synthesizer section up here, but then you have a lot of the ways you interact with the instrument down here. So you have a ring modulator section that you can bring in, and you can modulate it. And it has its own AD EG. You've got your LFO, and you can assign it to various sources here. You can assign it to the oscillator, filter, or the amplifier. Of course, you control the range of the instrument. Then you have all your presets. And I was talking to a guy today, one of our consultants. Somebody asked a great question. What do the colors mean? Like, why this color scheme? Because it's not really a sequential thing. You know, it doesn't make immediate sense, but the yellow things are stringed instruments. So you've got strings, electric piano, which I guess could have a string, clavichord, guitar. Red is brass. The white are flutes and organs, and your memory and panel selections.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of our extensive organ history that we had in there, because I believe the organ registrations were similarly colored. Then you get into your memory, and the memory is fascinating to me. So here's how memory you store and recall patches on a CS-80. You can see each one of these little panels is a duplicate of the main panel above. And on the part 1, you can select this memory or this memory. And those are over here, memory 1 and memory 3. So if I select memory 1, I'm playing this guy. And if I select memory 3, I'm playing this guy. And the same thing, 2 and 4 go on part 2. And then if I'm on panel, then the main panel is live, and you can interact with the instrument that way.